One of the great tools that you can use, and that's a lot of fun, is actually Edward DeBono's thinking hats. Edward's written all kinds of books, and they're all about thinking. And he's considered an expert. When I was in Europe, they had him on a seminar where all world leaders were going to, so he's an extraordinary guy. These thinking hats have the asset of being very easy to understand and to apply. So what Edward says is the way our minds work. I know whenever you're thinking about a problem, you go, yeah, but there's this, and yes, but there's that. He says our minds are like a map with all these squiggles and lines and blue and gray, and unless you have a legend, it's really hard to see where the walking path is or where the railroad track is. So he's given us a legend to our minds. Basically, the legend for him is 6 thinking hats. So I'll give you each one of them and explain how they can be used, and you can start thinking, which hat do I wear? And which hats do my team members wear, and does my staff wear? And when we've developed this plan, did we actually use the 6 hats? So here goes. The first hat is white. So no color, it's basically neutral, objective. It's just like a computer, it's the data, the history, and the facts, period. And so when you want to wear that hat, you have to look, okay, well, what's the source of those facts? Do we have all the facts we need? Are there any gaps? So first hat, white hat. The second hat that's really useful to wear, and some people wear very naturally, and you probably can identify them right away, is the black hat. And the black hat always looks at the dark side. It's pessimistic. It looks at the dangers. Yeah, but if we can't do it because, it looks at the dangers, the risks, the pitfalls, what's missing. So the black hat is a critical hat to wear. And sometimes you want your controller to be able to put that hat on for sure. So white hat, data, black hat, risks and dangers. The third hat, imagine this bright, colorful red hat, has nothing to do with facts, nothing to do with numbers. People in companies actually often have a hard time wearing them. And what it is, that red hat, it's like the Valentine card, is how do you feel about it? What's your gut feel? What's your intuition? Sometimes all the numbers are there. Everything looks okay, but you don't feel right about it. So that gives you, wearing that hat gives you the right to put all the other hats aside and just focus on that. That's your first 3 hats. Now, there's 3 more hats. The next hat would be a bright, strong yellow construction hat. So the construction hat is all about that. It's about making the thing happen. So you're looking at all the potential of that. You're looking at all the strengths that it has. You're looking at what opportunities that would open up for you. So the yellow hat, which is one I like to wear and wear naturally, is looking, oh wow, what if we did it this way? What if we did it that way? We could do this. And so that hat is often a hat that gets people pushed into action. So we've talked about white hat, information, black hat, risks, red hat, your feelings, gut feelings, emotions of your clients, your stakeholders, your employees, yours personally, and now the yellow hat. We have 2 more. The green hat is what we call, and that everybody pretty well is familiar with is thinking outside the box. So it's as if you had a seed and that seed just breaks open. So you have this good plan, everything's laid out, and now you say, pull back and play with it. What if we didn't have the $10,000 to do our marketing plan? What could we do? How can we do this differently to engage these people as well? It's lateral thinking. It's divergent thinking. And so that means when you have something that's a possibility and you want to go for it, you say, let's stop here and let's make sure we have at least 30 ways that we can make this happen. So they have to be crazy, they have to be wild, but sometimes in that wild and crazy, that's where you get innovation. So the green hat, it's a lot of fun and you got to take the time to put it on. And finally, in the hats, you have the blue hat. What the blue hat does, the blue hat is like the sky. It sort of takes the whole picture. So what you do is you look, did we wear each of these hats? Did we get all of that information? Did we focus on that? And what's the summary? And what's the direction that this can take? What's the conclusion of this? So the blue hat is often the orchestra leader. It often needs to be worn by the leader to make sure that we pull all this together and move it forward. So DeBono's hats are a lot of fun. And if you look around the room, I bet you can pick a couple of the black hat people just like that, probably a few of the yellow hat people, and maybe some of the people that get on your nerves that have some of this red hat. But all of a sudden you say, wow, we need all these hats to succeed. So have fun with it.